It's your first day at work as a Reaper, and the unthinkable happens. Now, your neck is on the line, and you have to embark on an adventure to uncover dark secrets and slay unfortunate souls so yours doesn't become part of the one and only death's door. I'm going to start strong on this one and say that something that Death's Door does amazingly is balancing the way they present puzzles to the player. Whether those are large scale, making you explore every single area around you, or having them only occupy a small room resourcefully, using every nook and cranny from top to bottom, literally. This approach really makes the world building aspect of Death's Door feel lived in and well thought out. The puzzles are not overly complicated, making you use just the right amount of gray matter in order to solve them. It is also worth noting that some of these can't be tackled from the get-go. There's a good amount of backtracking when you get the right abilities that give the game some replayability if you are interested in that 100% achievement. The boss fights, in my opinion, are not the biggest asset that Death's Door has to offer. If it wasn't for the heavy presence they have in the respective dungeons, I don't think they would be as memorable as they are, since there is a lack of difficulty to them and a big repetitiveness on the phases they go through. But hear me out. That doesn't mean that they are not entertaining enough or that you won't get hit or even die. I did, multiple times, especially on the ones near the end. But there's some challenges throughout the game that in my opinion are tougher than the boss fights and will keep you on your toes even when they are on the shorter side. On the other hand, the controls are worth noting, as they are simple to use and have instructions to them. And I appreciate that a lot, since many indie games nowadays decide to skip any kind of tutorial, demonstration of ability usage, or even dialogue for the sake of making the game more difficult, which is not the way of amping the difficulty. Let's be honest, confusion does not equal difficulty. The graphics on Death's Door were the second thing that caught my attention. The first one was the main character being a crow, and the third one the name. And I'm not gonna lie, for the amount of people involved in the development of this game, the graphics are polished. The way they use isometric graphics to their advantage to hide stuff from the player is really cool, but at times I thought of these as more of a hindrance than an asset, especially on big fights with specific weak points that will show their back to the camera, making you unable to see where you're hitting, thus making the battle more difficult. But it might just be me being picky. Going back to the conversation regarding the world building of the game, Death's Door's majorly muted color palette and slightly decayed and abandoned edifices really makes the game aesthetic hit the sweet spot for me, because in my experience, there's times that I see a game, the graphics, the aesthetic, the theme, and the gameplay, and at least one of them feels off. I don't know how to explain it, but with Death's Door, everything feels spot on. I'm going to keep this section short and sweet, since I am no music connoisseur, but the soundtrack of Death's Door is something not to be taken lightly. It is beautiful, it is captivating, it is nostalgic, it is everything, to say the least. And I do think that the fact that David Fenn was involved in not only the music and sound, but also in game design, level design, and production has a lot to do with how absorbing and extremely fitting each of the tracks feel. Whenever someone is an active part of these many aspects of the game, it shows, and with this game, it shows big time. Death's Door is that kind of game that seems to have a lot of thought behind everything. As previously stated, the graphics, the aesthetic, the theme, and the gameplay are all amazing and cohesive, and it is worth every second and every cent you invest in it. With a price tag of $20 or for free on mobile thanks to Netflix, I think it is totally worth it. It will give you roughly 10 hours of gameplay, but has tons of secrets to unveil after the main story, and lots of backtracking that will amount to 6 extra hours of content if you're interested in 100%ing it. Death's Door was developed by Acid Nerve, a two-person studio composed by Mark Foster and David Fenn. You can play the game on PC, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Android, and iOS. Other games from Acid Nerve are Titan Souls and Telepaint. If you want to follow Acid Nerve and get to know any other games that they may be working on, make sure to follow them on their social media that I'll be linking in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share, as it helps me a lot. And And if you want to follow me on my social media so you get every news of what I'm doing, make sure to follow me. I'll be linking everything in the description box below as well. And with nothing else to say, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.